In the second part of our empirical design, we will run some estimation testing the impact of a several number of indicators selected under the exception of being determinant factors of financial and social efficiency. For this purpose, the selected variables are as follows. So the measured financial and social efficiency scores are our dependent variable. As independent variable, we selected variables related to credit risk exposure. So portfolio at risk, it selected indicators for credit risk exposure. However, net profit margin and loan growth could be an indicators for credit risk taken. So these three variables are selected under the credit risk exposure. Then we selected capital to asset ratio and debt to equity ratio as capital structure indicators. And for the ownership structure, we selected three dummy variables. First dummy variables, microbanks. So 0, 1, obtaining 1 if the microfinance institution is a microbank, 0 otherwise. The same thing with non-bank financial institutions, non-governmental organization, alongside with a dummy variable for Islamic microfinance institution. As control variable, we selected profitability and asset size, and for the macroeconomic variable, we selected the GDP growth and the inflation rate. To improve the econometric estimates efficiency, we use the general least squares regression model to increase the level of freedom and reduce linearity. It's time now to present the revealed results. We start by the revealed efficiency scores, where the results show us that on average, Islamic microfinance institutions financially outperform their conventional counterparts, and that on average, conventional microfinance institutions socially outperform their Islamic counterparts. Now, if we expose these efficiency scores according to the legal statute or the ownership structure and according to their location, we can notice that the highest financial efficiency score is recorded by conventional microfinance institution located in the African region, followed by Islamic microfinance institution located in the MENA region, and that Islamic microfinance institution in Eastern Europe financially outperformed their conventional counterpart, and that Islamic microfinance institution financially outperformed their counterpart in South Asia. Then we notice that in general and on average, the financial efficiency scores are higher within conventional microfinance institutions. However, the number of financially efficient institutions are among the Islamic ones, though. So we can conclude that Islamic NGOs in Eastern Europe and in South Asia financially outperform their conventional counterparts. Regarding the social efficiency scores, Islamic finance institutions in East Asia recorded the highest scores. We can conclude so that Islamic non-bank financial institutions in East Asia and the Pacific recorded the highest social efficiency scores. The following two graphics show us the distribution of average financial and social efficiency, respectively, scores sorted by ownership structure and the geographical location. where we notice that the financial efficiency score of both Islamic and conventional microfinance institutions are averagely very close, except for microbanks, where Islamic microbanks, especially those located in Eastern Europe, are financially more efficient. And the distribution of average social efficiency scores shows us that conventional microfinance institutions are slightly more efficient than Islamic microfinance institutions. However, the highest scores are recorded within the Islamic ones. After having measuring the efficiency scores, we move now to the second part of our empirical study, where we are trying to evaluate the relationship between financial and social performance, credit risk, capital structure, and the ownership structure. Therefore, the results show us that credit risk exposure decreases the financial performance, that the capital structure indicators has statistically significant impact on the financial performance of Islamic microfinance institutions. The asset size of Islamic microfinance institutions seems to slow down their financial performance, and that the economic growth accommodates the financial development for the Islamic microfinance institutions. According to the regression results for the financial efficiency model sorted by the institutional type, we can come with the same conclusion, which is that credit risk, capital structure, and the asset size are the most influencing factors of the financial performance of Islamic microfinance institution. Moving now to the regression result for the social efficiency model, where we find that credit risk exposure and capital structure indicators play significant role in shaping the social performance of Islamic microfinance institutions alongside with the economic growth. Same findings as those of the financial performance can be concluded. Then the regression of social efficiency model according to the ownership structure dummy variable, we can notice that the asset size plays a statistically positive significant role in shaping the social efficiency of Islamic non-bank financial institutions. And that the equity-based funding of Islamic microbanks enhance the social efficiency, and we can conclude that credit risk, capital structure, profitability, and the asset size are the most influencing factor of the social efficiency of microfinance institutions. We arrive now at the last elements of our presentation, where I will be concluding the major findings, the research application, and I will be suggesting for further future research. Therefore, according to our empirical investigation, we can conclude that Islamic microfinance institutions are financially outperform their conventional counterparts on average. The highest financial efficiency score has been recorded by conventional microfinance institutions located in the African region. And the second highest financial efficiency score is recorded by Islamic microfinance institutions in the MENA region. Also, we can conclude that conventional microfinance institutions socially outperform their Islamic counterparts. However, the highest social efficiency score has been recorded by Islamic microfinance institutions in the East Asian and the Pacific region, with 100% of efficient of socially efficient microfinance institution. We can conclude that also that these taken decisions are crucial in explaining the evolution of financial and social efficiency in Islam for Islamic or of-Islamic microfinance institutions, and that the debt-based financing seems to moderate the effect of risk-taking exposure on financially and socially efficiency for Islamic microfinance institutions. According to our findings, the conclusion suggests that Islamic microfinance institutions need to expand their financing tools and funding sources to reduce adjustment costs and improve their capability to deal with their asset risk. And that risk-taking analysis studies and its impact on efficiency in the microfinance sector are insufficient. Therefore, new hypotheses should be taken into consideration, highlighting the specific particularities of Islamic microfinance institutions. In this sense, another research perspective might consider the empirical analysis of behavioral biases in the microfinance sector, since it could provide explanation for excessive risk-taking. Also, 10 years ago, we were talking and studying the commercialization of microfinance institutions, moving from unregulated non-for-profit institution toward regulated for-profit institution, and studying their impact or the impact of this commercialization on their financial and social performance. Now, the technology is in constant development, and microfinance institutions are taking initiatives to adapt these changes. Therefore, studies are required on this subject to examine its advantages and disadvantages, as well as its impact on the sustainability and the microfinance sector in general. So here we come at the end of this presentation. I hope that I was as clear as possible and that I was brief but informative. I invite you to read the full paper. Thank you for your attention, and now I am excited to receive your interactions and answer your questions.